Welcome to This Explainer. Today we're unpacking a historical narrative that literally redefines how we handle the crushing weight of modern responsibilities. If you've ever felt buried under a massive to-do list, kind of like you're carrying the whole world on your shoulders, well, you're in the exact right place. We're diving into something called the Jethro Principle. It's an ancient piece of wisdom for sure, but it has absolute immediate implications for how we live, lead, and work right now.
So let's just jump right in with a question that hits incredibly close to home for a lot of us. Whether you're a professional, a parent, or a manager, are you carrying the weight alone? I mean, think about your daily life for a second. The endless decisions, the challenges, the expectations. Leadership, whether it's in a corporate boardroom or your own living room, is often admired from a distance, right? But up close, wow, it is heavy. Behind every achievement is this massive weight of responsibility. And honestly, so many of us default to carrying that entire load all by ourselves.
And that leads us right into this massive trap, the myth that true strength equals doing everything yourself. We kind of convince ourselves that we absolutely have to handle every single pressure, family, work, finances, without ever asking for help. No way, right? Because the reality is, living like that almost always leads straight to burnout, frustration, and just absolute exhaustion. It's a mindset that looks totally strong and capable on the outside, but underneath, it's actually crumbling.
Which brings us to Section 1, the weight of leadership, and a fascinating lesson from Moses.
To really grasp the solution to this modern burnout epidemic, we gotta look backward at one of history's most prominent figures, a leader who was, honestly, doing it completely wrong. After leading the Israelites out of Egypt, Moses found himself in a position a lot of modern managers can relate to. He became the ultimate bottleneck. Literally everyone depended on him for everything. Day after day, judging from morning until evening. Just imagine living that schedule. Whenever disputes popped up across hundreds of thousands of people, they came straight to Moses. From dawn to dusk, he sat there, trying to personally solve every single problem for an entire nation. The logistics were a complete nightmare, and the needs were completely overwhelming. He was carrying an entire society squarely on his own shoulders.
Enter Jethro, his father-in-law. When Jethro visits, he watches this completely exhausting process unfold. He sees the massive lines, the endless questions, and a leader on the brink of total collapse. And he delivers this incredibly direct piece of advice. What you are doing is not good. Now, it's really important to catch this. Jethro wasn't bringing harsh criticism here. He was offering a compassionate observation. He recognized what Moses, who was totally blinded by his own busyness, just couldn't see. This endless solo system was absolutely unsustainable.
But he didn't just point out the problem. He offered a practical three-step framework to actually share the burden. Step 1, appoint capable individuals. Step 2, delegate the smaller matters to them. And Step 3, retain only the hardest cases for yourself. Such a simple, elegant piece of advice, but it changed absolutely everything. It allowed Moses to actually continue leading and teaching, but it totally removed that crushing weight of having to be the sole judge for every minor issue.
Let's move into Section 2, the Jethro Principle, and how we apply this today.
So let's transition from the ancient wilderness straight into your modern life, because Jethro's counsel speaks directly to us right now. As we walk through this, I want you to ask yourself, where in your own life are you acting like Moses before the intervention? Where are you insisting on handling every single responsibility totally alone? You see, the foundation of making this shift is humility. It's about accepting correction and acknowledging your limitations to open the door to real growth. Moses was the undisputed leader, yet his willingness to listen to a mentor reminds us that true strength actually requires acknowledging our limits. He could have ignored the advice, right? He could have let his ego take over, but he listened. Being teachable is a real game changer. Seeking help isn't a failure, it is a literally critical component of personal and professional growth.
And that builds a fundamental shift in how we understand effective leadership. It's the major difference between control, where you try to be the sole bottleneck for solutions, and multiplication, which is all about empowering others to serve. The Jethro Principle teaches us that leadership is not about hoarding control. Actually, scratch that, it's the exact opposite. When Moses appointed capable individuals, he created active opportunities for others to step up. He trusted them, and by doing that, he built this dynamic environment where tons of people could use their own gifts to contribute.
And, this principle isn't just for ancient historical figures or CEOs of massive corporations. It is directly applicable to you today. Think about it. Family responsibilities. You can involve your family members in household chores. Business teams. You can actually trust your team to make real decisions. Student empowerment. Teachers can let their students take charge of projects.
Community volunteers. Leaders can encourage locals to take real ownership. In literally every single one of these arenas, when people work together, the burdens get lighter and the goals become so much more achievable.
Now, I really want this next point to sink in. Rest, support, and healthy boundaries are necessities, not luxuries. In a modern world that constantly glorifies busyness, a culture that actually rewards you for ignoring the warning signs of exhaustion, this ancient wisdom is refreshingly countercultural. So many of us just keep pushing because we feel obligated to keep going, but burnout helps absolutely no one. Jethro understood that to serve others effectively, we absolutely must care for ourselves through sustainable habits and clear, healthy boundaries.
Which ultimately leads us to a choice: isolated struggle versus shared responsibility. We have to completely reframe how we view delegation. It is not a sign of weakness. It doesn't mean you can't handle your job. It is a highly necessary strategic tool for success. Organization and collaboration are infinitely better than isolated chaos. You gotta trust that true leadership doesn't require perfection from you. It requires the wisdom to bring others into the fold and share the journey. As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one final, absolutely crucial question to think about. Whose help do you need to empower today? Consider exactly where you need to apply the Jethro Principle right now to make your burdens lighter and your purpose stronger. Who is around you that's totally capable and just waiting for an opportunity to step up? Don't let pride or a false sense of duty break you down. Just think about it. If you step back and empower just one person today, what incredible things could you accomplish together tomorrow?